So in this video, I'm going to be talking about this map, which is from a systematic review, and it pulls data from a few different studies. Again, this review was published in 2014, but I feel like the data is still probably going to be relevant, and they talk about how it's quite hard to actually get vitamin D data, for everyone all around the world. So if you look at the map, we have the vitamin D status and it's color coordinated. So the darkest box shows percentage of people for that country who have less than 30 nanomole per liter, and then the lightest grey box is people who have less than 75 nanomole per liter of vitamin D. Now, is that deficient or insufficient? It really varies on what reference you look at. And I've had trouble trying to find this before, and different places will say different things. But let's just take the Endocrine Society. They say that I believe 20 to 29 nanogram per milliliter is insufficient, and below that is deficiency. So, according to them, even these people in the light grey, which is the highest levels of this map, are still going to be insufficient and not going to have the optimal amount of vitamin D. Now, that's like a whole nother topic to look into, and I don't know if it's been concluded yet. So we're just going to assume that even the people in the lightest grey box, they're still not at the optimal amount of vitamin D, and we're kind of based the video on that. So you can kind of see it just really varies around the world. Like in Great Britain during the winter, so 87% of people aren't at the optimum level of vitamin D, which makes sense because we can't produce vitamin D here in the UK from October till April. You've got Canada, which is 59%, which isn't as bad as the UK in the winter, but I guess in some of these Nordic countries, I think they're more aware, or some of these higher altitude countries, they're more aware of, vitamin D deficiency, so they supplement. Some of the highest levels seem to be in New Zealand, which is crazy. In the males, like 81 to 89%, so nearly 90% of their male population is not sufficient in vitamin D. Nigeria, that's 45% of the male population, 83% of the female population. And, if you see differences where it's higher deficiencies for the females, it could be to do with culture, or they're not allowed to show skin as much. And, I believe that is actually a thing in certain countries. Like, because, for example, if for religious reasons you're covering up more of your skin, you're not going to get as much vitamin D from the sun, because that's obviously where you get vitamin D. I mean, India looks like 97%. It's just got some crazy figures, but I guess you can take from this, like, even, in pretty much all countries, there's people that, a substantial amount of people that are insufficient in vitamin D. And again, basing it off the Endocrine Society, these aren't my numbers. So, yeah, and then you have some who are like just really low, which is like the dark ones, like the black, is less than 12 nanogram per milliliter. And I feel like most people or most places will agree that is too low. Yeah, it just really varies by country, and there's so much other data. There's another study which I'm going to reference in another video that talks about how there's a link between vitamin D supplementation and mortality. So there is a significant difference between those who supplement vitamin D and don't from all-cause mortality. It's very important in the body. I believe it activates like 5% of your genes it codes for. It's like something crazy like that. That's what Rhonda Patrick said. Anyway, there's a world map. Feel free to have a look at it. I will reference down below the map, so you can pull it up yourself, the study, the Endocrine Society links, everything you need. I'll link it down below, and yeah, you can check it out yourself.